Hey, what up, Henry? I heard about that recently, dude. I heard that some of the Dollar Trees are starting to show up with some movies. So I think I'm gonna go tomorrow. Uh, Probably try to go in the morning and see if I can get any old luck at the old Dollar Tree. So we'll see. I'm definitely interested in checking it out, man. So how have you been doing, brother? I picked up a bunch of stuff recently. Like I did a video where I talked about some stuff I picked up for my pops. I did another video about some Blu-rays I got at a pawn shop. I got another one going. I have so I've been a busy little uh, physical media collector, if you will, over the last couple of weeks. I kind of took a break, and then I sold through some stuff, and now I'm back to picking up some stuff, and then adding it to the collection, then out some other areas. So I've been pretty busy doing that. So as you can see here, right here, I'm starting to add some more stuff. I got my DVDs on top. I got my Blu-rays down here. This is just one section. You can of course see over there. I'm always trying to change it up. I got stuff in the other parts of the house, like against the wall, on this side, on that side, and that side. There we go. Up there, yeah, right there. That side as well. So I'm busy doing all that. Let me move this onto that. So still adding stuff to the collection, and like I said, moving some stuff out. But mostly I'm getting rid of the fluff, the fluff, and I'm just sticking mostly to the cinema that I really enjoy, which is horror cinema, exploitation, black exploitation, action, superhero type stuff for the most part, comedies, some TV shows. So trying to like the stuff I don't really care about, just move it out. Even if I only get a couple bucks for it, it's fine. Funko Pop of Mikey from Goonies, sweet. But Walmart has a joke and wouldn't take my gift card. That sucks, dude. That definitely sucks, man. I hate when I remember years ago, before I understood like modern day online gaming, and I bought a DVD or I bought a PS4 game, and I asked the lady in the back because I didn't know anything about it. Does this game play on without the internet, without Wi-Fi? Can I play this video game online? It was a Call of Duty game like 6-7 years ago. And she goes, "Oh yeah, you don't need a Wi-Fi for this because I don't have Wi-Fi in my house, and I'm buying this for my son for his birthday. I hate to buy it, and then you tell me that he can't play it, and then he's all disappointed. It's oh no, it's fine. Okay, so I buy the game, I give it to him for his birthday or Christmas or whatever, and then guess what? You can't play it. You had to be online. And I took it back. To your point, I took it back, and then they weren't going to give me my money. They were saying, "Well, we only can give you the same game. I don't want the game." And they weren't going to even give me like a Walmart gift card. I'm like, I had the receipt. I only played it one time. I talked to the lady in the back, and this other lady who was like a real cowboy at the customer service desk would not give me back my money or would not give me a gift card. I was like, I'll take the gift card. I was like, I'm sure I'll spend $60 at the Walmart, but I'll never forget that. And I ended up getting into an altercation with this woman, and then of course the store manager comes over and goes, "What's the problem?" I explained, and he was like, "Just give him a gift card. Like, what are we doing here? Like, he's not asking for his money back. We gave him wrong information. Just give him a gift card. Be done with it." And I'll never forget that. I hate Walmart with a passion. There's very few things in life I absolutely hate, and I hate going to Walmart. So I hear you right there, Henry. I have not picked up any ninja movies, I don't think. Let me look. Oh, you know what? I kind of have a quasi ninja movie. Where is it? That's not it. Oh, here it is, right here. It's not a ninja movie, but it's a samurai. I picked this up recently. Samurai Marathon, an epic sword slasher. So I have not seen this yet. This is one of my pickups at a recycle shop. I mean that's what they used to use. The term they used when I lived in Japan, recycle shop, like a secondhand store, like a used DVD, video game, bookstore, that kind of thing. So I picked this up. It looks pretty good. I've never seen it before. Actually, some of the actors in it, supposedly the director of this movie also directed Candyman. Bernard Glass, is that right? Bernard Rose. Bernard Rose directed this movie, which I was like shocked to hear that. But he directed this, who is in our world movies, he directed Candyman, which the OG Candyman, which I saw the trailer for the remake. It looks absolutely like hot garbage. So I am sure I'll be passing that one. That'll be one of those ones I'll pick up at the library and see if it's worth watching. But generally speaking, I'm sure it's not. So this one looks like it has some promise. I noticed that Danny Houston's also in this, who's in 30 Days of Night. He's in tons of stuff. He's also in like Wonder Woman. But 30 Days of Night's excellent. Like, that's a real vampire movie. That came out during the same time Twilight came out. And Twilight was, again, like, basically girls' vampire pornography. And so it was pretty awful. But anyway, so he was in that. He plays an awesome, like, really, like, feral vampire leader. It was pretty cool. It's that idea of vampires you've never seen before, and really not since. Of just like they're not really talking, they're just like almost like wolves or like some kind of like apex predator, which is super cool. So, anyways, Danny Houston's in this. Bernard Rose directed it, so there's some cool people. It looks like it's an all Japanese cast, which is nice. They don't have a bunch of people pretending to be Japanese, which sometimes you run into a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, none of the names in here stick out as names I recognize. But so that's one movie. You're talking about ninja movies. Let me see if I have anything else I've picked up recently. I'm gonna show off. I don't know. There's been like between 4 and 5 people popping in here, Henry, but I'm not for sure who else is watching. I don't know who else is watching. I think we're down to 3 now. I hope my movie gift cards pre-COVID still work. Well, I end up getting a year and a half ago for my birthday. Well, now it's been almost 2 years, I guess. Back in December of 2019, my Luca and his mother bought me movie passes for the local theater and the next town up from me. And I hadn't went. I mean, I got my birthday's in December, and I hadn't went to the theaters yet because I just didn't get around to it. And March happened, and then the theater went out of business. So I'm like, are you kidding me? So I didn't get to use the gift card. I still have it in my pocket or my wallet. I'm just like hoping like it opens back up or another, the company opens up another theater in the area and I can watch it because I really want to watch it or I really want to use those gift cards. What else is there? Oh, I do have one. And again, not really a ninja movie, but I picked this up because, again, why not? Kickboxer Vengeance with the slippy slip. Of course, we got Jean-Claude Van Damme. We have Dave Bautista, which I'm pretty pumped about. You have Gina Carano, who's my personal hero. And then the rest of these guys, I'm not for sure who they are, but I'm assuming they're martial arts dudes. And anyway, so that's again not a ninja movie, and I haven't shown that off yet, really. But that's one that's on the horizon. I'll be watching. So, what about you? Have you picked up anything recently? I hope to see Jungle Cruise. In the place where I hope, Jungle Cruise is one of those movies. I'm kind of over The Rock at this point. I think The Rock has run its course. I'm not a big Dwayne Johnson fan. I think initially it was I liked some of the stuff he was doing, but now I don't really care. I feel like he's like literally in every movie that they create, any kind of major Hollywood movie, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's in it. I feel like he has lost whatever shiny stuff. I mean, whatever shining opportunity he had, he's kind of like that ship has sailed. I'm not really feeling him anymore. Like I said, it's just kind of like, man, whatever, So, I mean, he's in everything now. If it's a Hollywood movie, and it is like a big budget Hollywood movie, they're like, we need Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's who we need. And now John Cena's starting to like make that bigger push. I should say John China. He's making a big push now where I feel like I'm starting to see him in like everything as well. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I might not be the right person because I feel like neither one of those guys, well, The Rock doesn't impress me. Turn that B sideways, shine it up real nice, right? I'm just like I said, I'm not a big fan, so we'll see. One thing I am a big fan of, and I haven't even opened it up. I bought off of eBay a couple weeks ago, and it's still sealed with the slipcover. Is the Rocky Horror Picture Show? A huge fan of this movie. Absolutely love this movie. I grew up watching this movie. I used to go to the midnight screenings of the film back in Louisville, Kentucky, at the Vogue Theater, and on Lexington Avenue in Louisville, Kentucky, before they shut it down all these years ago. But I'm a huge fan of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's one that, for me, I'm never gonna get tired of watching it. As you can see, like I was saying, it's still sealed. And maybe if I get it, so there you go. So I know there's like a 35th or 45th anniversary now, or a 4K. So I'm sure, but I got this including shipping for $5, so I'll take it. It's a Blu-ray. There's tons of special features. If I show that there, you can see it. So, but yeah, I really like. Yeah, fancy. Big fan of that film. So, anyways, so looking forward to watching that. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Oh shoot. I'm dropping stuff. I'm dropping it, and it's not hot. And I don't think I've shown that one here. Talking about blaxploitation, I mentioned that earlier. Here's one: the Cleopatra Jones and the Casino of Gold. That's a DVD from the Warner Brothers archives I picked up. I got it at a pawn shop. I know I showed it off in a previous video, like in the pickup video. But Tamara Dobson in here. You got Stella Stevens. Who else is in there? I think there's a couple other. Oh yeah, Max Julian wrote this, I believe. Yeah, based off of his characters. So yeah, this kind of has some people here, and I think I didn't realize how tall Tamara Dobson is. She is very tall. 6'2". There it is. 6'2" of dynamite explodes into action. Explodes into action right there. 6'2" of dynamite explodes. But yeah, it's wild because she's in China. Where is she supposed to be here? Hong Kong. She's in Hong Kong, and she be tall here in America, but in China she looks like a giant next to them. A lot of the Chinese people, Chinese people in Hong Kong. But yeah, 6'2". I did not realize how tall she was. So I need to go back and watch this and really, let it wash over me. Let it wash over me. Ugh. All right, what about this right here? Talking about 70s films. You got John Voight, you got Burt Reynolds in Deliverance. It's with the slipcover, and this one's sealed, never been opened. So right here, this has a ton of special features. I got this for one schmeckel. So one American schmeckel. And so, you know, I've not seen this movie. I got to be honest, never seen it. I know it gets referenced all the time. It says, Ride the Rapids of the Screen Supreme Man versus Nature Adventure in a remastered edition with remarkable extras. So let's talk about these extras because they truly are remarkable. 4-part 35th anniversary retrospective with film stars director John Boorman and others exploring the winding journey from original novel through production and release, including a look at the movie's controversial abduction sequence. What up, Chris? Commentary by director John Boorman, vintage featurette, The Dangerous World of Deliverance, the theatrical trailer. So there's a lot going on here. So I don't know if other people have seen this. I mean, you know, you always hear the Ned Beatty. You always get the Ned Beatty squeal pig squeal and so you know there's a lot of pop culture references in regards to this film. But let's talk about the people in this movie. You have Jon Voight, you have Burt Reynolds, you have Ned Beatty, and Ronny Cox. That's 4 great actors and really character actors. They're playing weekend warriors who set off in 2 canoes down a mystery-laden Georgia River and discover a wilderness of terror. Director John Boorman, Excalibur, Hope and Glory, sets them and viewers on a knife's edge of survival. Adopted by James Dickey from his novel and nominated for 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, this absolutely first-rate piece of movie making draws us in with the irresistible force of a raging current. That sounds pretty intense. So really, when I need to go check out, maybe tomorrow, if not Saturday. Yes, the Dollar Tree. I'm gonna go. Henry gave me the heads up too, so I'm gonna go tomorrow morning. I'm probably gonna take some time off of work and either go in the morning or go in the afternoon after work. But I want to go and get me some Dollar Tree action. Here's a movie that no one really talks about, but I feel like it gets kind of like lost in the shuffle. What do you all think? This is another one of those kind of like Armageddon type movies. This is called Sunshine. I feel like they made a lot of these like end of the world apocalypse type movies. You had like 2021. You had Deep Impact. You had of course Armageddon. There's 1,000 of them out there like this, but this one kind of flew under the radar. I felt like. And I don't know if you all, have seen this movie, but I really like Sunshine. It's Danny Boyle. It's one of his few movies that gets talked about a lot. I think a lot of people talk about Slumdog Millionaire, Trainspotting, of course, 28 Days Later. So you hear a lot about Danny Boyle, but Sunshine is a movie he also directed. Now listen to this cast. I feel like this cast by itself should be enough to get butts in the seats. So you have Rose Byrne, who's awesome, Cliff Curtis, Chris Evans, Captain America, Cillian Murphy, who's in tons of stuff. You also have Hiroyuki Sanada, who's a Japanese actor who's in lots of stuff. Most known for probably like Last Samurai, but he also was in he was in Wolverine. He was in, I think, Avengers, Endgame as a bit part. Benedict Wong, who's also in Doctor Strange, he played Wong. You also have Michelle Yeoh, who is Hong Kong royalty, Chinese royalty. Hey, what's up, Alex? Yeah, dude, it's a great movie. A lot of people don't really talk about how great this movie is, but it is a great movie, and I don't think it gets enough respect. You gotta put some respect on this movie. I think the special effects look great still, even though this movie probably came out like 2007. So what, 14 years ago? So it's definitely a great. I want to go to used movie bookstore near me sometime. There's about 1 hour from my house at Choose Place. Yeah. Yeah, if you all don't know, there's a place called what do they call it? Oh shoot, now I forgot. It's called it's a what's it called? Books and shoot. There are a bunch of this. There's a bunch of them, but there's like a used bookstore, and they're kind of nationwide. What they're called something in books or books and something books and I can't remember, but there's a bunch of them. In Indianapolis, there's 3. All of a sudden, they've escaped me. But there's places like that, but there's those other local places that's like the chain. Why can't I think of this place? I don't know. I have a mental lapse. Not Books a Million. No, it's a more like it's not Books a Million. Books a Million is like a bookstore. This is mostly like a film, CD, and bookstore. I can't name the name. It's called. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, there's a couple of those in Indy, so I can go to all 3 of them, and none of them are more than like 45 minutes from my house. So I can't believe I can't remember that. So in this, just in case everybody's waiting on bated breath, there's deleted scenes with audio commentary by Danny Boyle, which I don't know if Alex is still in here or not, but for people who are true film fans, whenever there's a opportunity to have audio commentary, not buybacks, but an audio commentary, behind the scenes featurette, anything with the director, anything with the cinematographer, the editor, I'm really into that. I'm really into those type of things to really understand the process, to appreciate what it is that goes into making the films and showing the vision of the director and all that. So I really do enjoy that. I heard something recently and I really agree with. I actually heard on the remake of the Magnificent Seven, but it's true. I don't know what actor said it, but he said it. He said this. He goes, movies are really a vehicle to showcase the director. And I used to think like really it's for the actors, but the actors are doing what the director tells them to do. Now you have some directors who are a little bit more free with letting the actors experiment and different ideas with their characters or their lines or the direction of where they're going to go. But at the end of the day, the director is the one who is creating art and putting that art onto film, and then that film goes into the cinema or on the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. It's really a medium for the director and not really the actor. I would feel like, maybe you get more of that if they're in theater, and maybe even TV show. You can even say a TV show could have that because they have a lot more opportunity to act and like carry on a story. But in a movie, you're constrained to about 2.5 hours. So really it's what the director wants to put in front of the camera, and it's his vision. And I never really thought of it like that, but that's true. And I think that's why I'm directed to certain directors or certain types of films because of the directors involved or the cinematographers or the writers or whatever, because I like what the stories are telling or how they shoot the film, how they cut the film, that kind of stuff. And so Danny Boyle, there's some directors, they just have a style. Danny Boyle's one of those people. Kevin Smith, Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino. These guys, George Romero, John Carpenter. A lot of these guys have a very distinct style to their films, and I really like the way they do things. When you watch one of those movies, you're going like, I don't even need to know who directed the movie to know that it is a film by that director or whatever. Like Martin Scorsese's another one. Like a movie that a lot of people don't talk about that Scorsese did about 5 years ago is a movie called Silence. And it's a movie based off of a book from Shinsaku Endo, which is a Japanese author about when Christianity was first brought to Japan by Catholic missionaries. And Scorsese directed that film, and it has Andrew Garfield and Liam Neeson as pretty much the main stars. And that movie is so good. But you almost never hear about it because, one, it's a subject matter that a lot of people don't really care about. It's about Japan, and then on top of that, it's about Christianity in Japan. It was essentially a passion project for Scorsese, and so it didn't get a lot of like push in America. It was kind of, even though it has some big names attached to it. I mean, Scorsese's a huge name, but you know, Liam Neeson and Andrew Garfield are huge names. These are not guys you're like, who are they? You know, it's like one dude played Spider-Man, and then Liam Neeson's been like in every movie ever made since like 1992. So it's like, you know, these are not people you're like, I don't know. But but the way he films that movie is, I mean, completely beautiful. I mean, it is, even if you don't really care about the subject matter, like Christianity in Japan, like if you're like, just the way that movie's shot, the music, the human story of that film is absolutely amazing. Yeah, no exploding sex robots or sex, but either or together, none of that. Yeah, Chris, definitely go check it out, man. I mean, you could probably find that DVD or Blu-ray on, you know, Amazon or on eBay for like a couple dollars. I can't imagine it being super expensive. The only reason why it would be expensive maybe is because it didn't have a big push, and so it's maybe a little bit hard to find. Yeah, it's a hard sell in the United States. I mean, like another one that gets, another director who also is a famous actor is Mel Gibson. Whenever you see a Mel Gibson movie, dude, you already know it's gonna be A plus. This is gonna be amazing. I just got done watching with Luca, Hacksaw Ridge. Oh my gosh, what a absolute killer movie! I mean, literally, that movie needs to be in like some kind of archive for films that will never get lost. I mean, that film it was a masterpiece. Andrew Garfield plays, I forgot it. I think the last name is Doss, like Dwayne Doss or something. But man, my point is that, you know, they have a certain style, and they're it's unflinching style. You can tell, and Mel Gibson's in that same boat. But it's a movie that, you know, it just kind of is, when you see it, you're like, that's a movie. Now that's a movie. And I really like that movie. A movie about adults becoming Cub Scouts. What are you talking about, Henry? What in the actual hell are you talking about, sir? When did we talk about a movie talking about people becoming Cub Scouts? Are you drinking right now, Henry? So, but yeah, so I mean, what I would suggest in that situation is, I don't know how other people feel, but that's an absolute great movie. Yes, Master and Commander with Russell Crowe, right? And it's like they're out in the ocean or something, if I'm not mistaken. I do like that movie. My uncle of all people, who's not really is not really known to be an overt like movie lover or whatever. Like I'm sure he watches movies, but he's not one to really talk about film. At least not to me. He's the one who brought that up. He's like, "Oh, you should watch Master and Commander." I know that movie came out like the late '90s, if I'm not mistaken. But that movie's really good, and yeah, I agree. I like those big, sweeping, epic type movies. But what I was saying was, I think I forgot my point. But when you watch Silence and the way it's filmed, the cinematographer and the cinematography in that movie is just breathtaking. And I feel the same way when I watch every Mel Gibson movie, especially like Apocalypto, because that movie, kind of like in Silence, English is not really being spoken all that much. I mean, in Apocalypto, no English is spoken the entire film. The entire film is in like Aztec or Incan or whatever. Like, it is a dead language essentially being spoken, kind of like when he did Passion of the Christ with Armenian or whatever the language of Jesus was. I can't think of it, but Aramean, I think, is the name. But the way he filmed that movie was absolutely beautiful. I mean, you know, and like just like with Silence, just like he did with Hacksaw Ridge. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. Like, even the way Antoine Fuqua shot Magnificent Seven on the scenes when they're in New Mexico, because they filmed most of that in New Orleans or outside of New Orleans, I believe, or Baton Rouge maybe. But the big sweeping epic scenes of the mountains and the landscapes were all filmed there. Man, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. Just like when honestly how Quentin Tarantino filmed The Hateful Eight. They packed so much punch into those screens. A lot of directors lose that nowadays, and those some of the directors I really like because you're like, this is a calling card for them for sure. Let's see. I think they are making a new. Yeah, I heard that, Chris. I heard something about a new Sopranos TV show or movie or whatever. You're right. Yeah, director Peter Weller. Also, yes, Peter Weller or Peter Weir. Yes, who did, who did the Truman Show? Excuse me. Yeah, the Truman Show is another good one. One of the few Jim Carrey movies I like that has nothing to do with really comedy. I like Jim Carrey in the Truman Show, and I also like Jim Carrey in The Majestic. The Majestic is a great movie that no one ever talks about, and it has like this magical feel to it. Like it definitely has a 1950s vibe, I believe, or late 40s vibe. And Jim Carrey, like literally, I don't think cracks a joke in the entire movie. He is what they believe. A man, an older man, thinks he lost his son to World War II. He died, and then Jim Carrey stumbles into this town, and he forgot who he was. Like something happened, like he bumped his head, or he was in a wreck or something. So somehow he travels into this town, and he looks so much like this man's son who he believes died in World War II, that he believes that this guy, Jim Carrey's character, is actually his son, who he believed was lost in war. And the whole movie is about him kind of like rediscovering who he is and finding the people who were once a part of his life, and trying to relearn who he is. And in the process of doing that, he realizes he actually is not the guy's son, but he remembers who he was. It's such a great movie. It is such a great movie. And it's another one that doesn't get talked about a lot. It came out probably like mid 90s. So for sure, let's take a look here. Oh no, it's not going to be good. There also, oh yeah. Don't even get me started on rebooting the Wonder Years, Henry. You're going to get me all fired up. I'm going to try to keep this PG, just like the original Wonder Years. They should make a movie about Don Rickles. Dude, Chris, you already know that. You would think the best person to do that movie would be John Landis. John Landis was like best buds with Don Rickles. Like Don Rickles and John Landis are huge fans of each other, and Rickles shows up in some of John Landis' films for years. So I would think he would do an awesome job in like a biopic of Don Rickles. But I think, honestly, nowadays, two things. One, pretty much the generation that really knows Don Rickles is all dead, or they're super old. Not very many people really know Don Rickles as the comedian Don Rickles. They know him in like some bit movie parts. So I think the interest level of a Don Rickles biopic would be very slim. Also, if you're really honest, the type of humor Don Rickles was known for, he didn't care. Like, he was a douchebag. Like, he didn't care what people thought about him. And he would say some pretty, nowadays, definitely controversial, and not just kind of like controversial comedy. It would not get played in modern society with our current sensibilities. He would, I don't know if you could get away with that type of humor and comedy, honestly. So I think that would even make the crowd even smaller who would be interested, because as soon as those kind of jokes would get played out, or stories or whatever, people would be like, oh, they'd want to cancel him and blah, blah, blah. And, or even though it's the movie, but they would go back and try to cancel a dead person. I wouldn't put it past them. Who would play Don Rickles? Man, that's a good one, man. Who kind of looks like Don Rickles, or like who could get away with Don Rickles? You know who I kind of think of? James Spader. James Spader, I believe can get away with playing Don Rickles. I think he has a Don Rickles type of look. He definitely is a character actor. He definitely has the chops to do it. So Don Rickles is my pick. I'm sorry. I said Don Rickles. I'm sorry. I meant to say James Spader is my pick. I've never seen Treasure Island with Eddie Izzard. I don't think Eddie Izzard goes by Eddie Izzard anymore, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, what up, Doug? You better not be dead. Who said you were dead? Jason Zombie Rickles, yeah. Yeah. I don't think I have the acting chops of anybody who's ever been to my channel to pull that off. Hey, what up, Jamar? Rich Little. I appreciate you popping on, Jamar. What up, brother? Yeah. Don Rickles is probably, like I said, a comedian that would probably not get too much love nowadays. I feel like his ship has sailed years ago, and I think mostly this comes down to name recognition. No one knows who the heck Don Rickles is outside of a few people, I'm assuming. Oh, okay. Jim Norton played him Rickles in The Irishman, which I like. The Irishman. I know it kind of got crapped on a bit, but I thought it was a good movie. It was probably like 45 minutes too long. Excuse me, but it was pretty good. I liked it okay. So yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of if I have any movies with Don Rickles in them. I'm sure I do it somewhere, but who knows? But yeah. Oh man, let's see here. Let me show you all a movie. See what you all think about this movie here. Let me. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. See, this is why we don't have nice things, guys. What about The Never Ending Story? Do any of you all remember that movie? Do any of you all remember that movie? The Never Ending Story, dude. I love this film. Absolutely fantastic. Love this movie. Yeah, that's what goes back to what I was saying, Doug. You know, people nowadays can't handle the jokes. People just can't handle the jokes. You know, obviously you gotta know your audience. And nowadays the audience is they can't handle a joke. So it is what it is, dude. I remember watching this movie, and I know I talked about it a little bit when I did a just like a Blu-ray pickup film. I'm sorry, video. Oh, Lost Boys soundtrack popped on. I don't know if you all can hear it. I have it playing in the background. Can you all hear the music at all? I didn't want to play it so loud that it like blaring. But anyways, man, I just absolutely love this film so much, dude. Yeah, Limahl, yeah, from like Norway or Sweden. The Never Ending Story song. Yeah, Red Fox. Yeah, Red Fox. I mean, the thing is, comedians back in the 70s and 80s, and even into the 90s. I mean, really all through the 90s. I mean, on both sides of on both sides of the aisle, as far as just like kind of, I don't want to say both sides of the aisle. That doesn't make sense. Like, this comics had balls back then. I mean, nothing was sacred. Pretty much everything everybody got made fun of. Everybody got made fun of. Every sacred thing was made fun of. There was no like forbidden topics, to my knowledge, ever. You have Ronnie Dangerfield, Red Fox. You have Mel Brooks. You have Carlin. You have Richard Pryor. You have Sam Kinison. You have Billy Crystal, Whoopi Goldberg, Robin Williams. You have all these really Eddie Murphy. You have all these really edgy guys who did not care about your feelings. And, you know, I mean, go back and listen to Eddie Murphy's Raw. I mean, dude, it is like nuts. Richard Pryor stuff, George Carlin stuff. I mean, they do not care. And I mean, now you have the guys who are still alive, like Eddie Murphy. He goes back and does like this apology tour for like jokes he made because he doesn't want to get canceled, and so he goes around apologizing for his stand-up act from 40 years ago. And it's like, dude, you know, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Don't get offended. You know, if you're gonna get offended, if you're so worried about getting offended, then don't watch edgy comics. Go watch, you know, Kim Jong or whatever doing a comedian or whatever that fat white guy's name is who has no shirt on. Whatever his name is, like whatever that guy is, like he just goes around like he's like self-deprecating like comedian, like it's whatever that guy's deal is. But I mean, like, watch something where it's not super offensive, and that way you're okay. So yeah, Dennis Leary, another one. Dennis Leary, definitely. Yeah, definitely Red Fox, without a doubt. Dennis Leary. This is the big one. The Elizabeth. I'm coming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Paul Mooney. Yeah, Paul Mooney, another great one. Jim Gaffigan for me is like, man, you know, Jim Gaffigan's okay. I think he's actually from Indiana. I know people in Indiana like freak out about Jim Gaffigan. So who's the white guy who's always the quasi fat white guy who always takes off his shirt? And like that's like his thing. Like he takes off his shirt and like does a comedy routine and is shirtless. Like that. I have a friend of mine who like thinks he's hilarious, and I'm like, I watch this stuff and I'm like, I mean he has a few funny bits, but they're not that hilarious. Like Jerry Seinfeld, I still enjoy, but he definitely ain't doing. Not Ralphie May. No, not Ralphie May. That guy. No, this guy is not Ralphie May. He's not that fat. I mean, I don't mean to be rude. I mean, I'm a fat guy myself, so it's not like I'm trying to like disparage people here. I can't remember the guy's name. His name's like it's like some most ridiculous like white boy name in the world. Is like I can't even think of it. It's I don't know. But he had a TV show or like a comedy special on Netflix, and anyways, my friend was like, "You need to watch this guy. He's hilarious." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Anyways, but yeah, I mean, like, comics from the past would not survive now. They'd be canceled within 5 minutes of their jokes. They'd just be gone. That's just the reality of it. And modern day comics would get roasted if real comics would stand up and say, "Your jokes suck. They're not funny. You're not observing anything that's like edgy. You're not sharing any personal comedic views on anything. Your comedy just blows." But people don't want to get like, you know, called out, so they just want to just, you know, play nice with everybody. Oh, here we go. What is this? Oh, what is this? Cry Little Sister from the Lost Boys. That Tone Mac or something, or not Toby Mac, not the Christian singer. G Tom Mac, I think. Tom G Mac or something like that. Yeah. Cry Little Sister. So yeah. That's man. What a great TV, what a great movie, The Lost Boys. So let's see here. Trying to find some stuff. Oh, here we go. What do you all think about this? I haven't shown this yet. This will be in a future video. Evil Dead 2, Electric Boogaloo. No. It is Evil Dead 2. What are your all's thoughts about this film? This is basically Sam Raimi remaking his original movie for a few years prior to this. It's essentially the same movie with better special effects and a little bit more coherent story or whatever. I love this movie. I see this movie on the big screen, in 35 millimeter. Oh, dude, it was an experience. It was almost like a religious experience, if I dare say so. The 25th anniversary edition. Dude, there are so many special features. If y'all can see that. So there's that. Man, I gotta go back and rewatch this on Blu-ray. I would only hope it would be looking beautiful. Man. Just looking at it, I'm getting excited. So and I picked this up. It's the remake. It's called Book and Music Exchange. That's the name of the. It's like we were talking about, like Books a Million. We were talking about, but it's called Book and Music Exchange. But here is the remake, or the, like, I guess it's a remake of Hellboy. The guy who plays Jim Hopper on Stranger Things, plays Hellboy in this. I know a lot of people kind of crapped on this movie, but I actually liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. I don't know what the people were expecting. Neil Marshall directed this. But you have David Harbour in there. Mia Jovovich is in there. Ian McShay. Daniel Day Kim's in here. Thomas Hayden Church. I don't know. I don't know what people were expecting. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. So I don't know. I liked it. A lot of people, like I said, crapped all over it. I don't know what they were expecting. I mean, nothing's sacred anymore. I mean, everything's being remade. I do think it's kind of where they remade Hellboy only like what 9-10 years after since Hellboy Part 2 came out. The Golden Army. If I was gonna say something else, Golden something else. Oh, Night of the Demons soundtrack. Let's turn that bad boy up. So, anyways, any topics, anything anybody want to talk about? Anything we can chit chat? It doesn't have to always be about what I'm showing off and what I want to talk about. I'm a equal opportunity chatter. Chatter. So all right, hold on 1 second. All right. So there's that. If anybody wants to hop in, and join the live stream, you're welcome to. I just threw it up there in the chat in the comments. So if you all want to jump in, if somebody wants to, I know there's a few people been kind of lurking. If y'all want to hop in, we can have a little fireside chat, like back in the olden days with FDR. I'll screen it and make sure you meet to my lofty standards. But I just thought I'd throw it in there. Some people like popping on. Some people will get nervous about going live. Since I'm a big moron, I have no fear. I probably should. Definitely probably should be more fearful of things, but yeah. But anyways, is there any topics we want to talk about today? I mean, I have a little bit more time before I have to go to bed and drink my Ovaltine or my prune juice before I go to bed. Get ready for my crossword puzzle tomorrow morning. Somebody keeps texting me. Sorry. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Nope. Okay, never mind. I'm good. I thought I was missing something. I don't know if anybody wants to talk about anything specific film-wise. Anybody watch the All-Star game? Anybody, anything going on this weekend? Tomorrow's Friday. Like the week went by really fast. I had a tough day at work today. Oh, what up, Prune Tang? What about Pootie Tang? Yeah, I'm a big fan of the prune juice. Oh, prune juice. It's good for you. So I hear. So I hear. I mean, I personally don't partake, but I hear that the prune juice is good. The All-Star game was for the North. Yeah, yeah. I heard the American League won. Well, that's what my son told me. Apparently, Ohtani didn't do much for the home run. Apparently, they thought he was going to do really good, and he ended up getting beat by Juan Soto in the home run derby to move forward. And I guess they said Pete Alonso won. And then during the All-Star game, he pitched okay. He got, I guess, but then he went up to bat, but he grounded out both times. So he didn't really have a. I mean, they really were talking him up big. It sounded like, from everything I saw, all the news articles, and Stephen A. Smith doing his racist rants about anybody who doesn't fit into his narrative, saying that he's not a marketable athlete, I guess. But anyways, but he didn't really help his case. He didn't really do that good in the All-Star game, so we'll see. I guess all that really matters is how well he does in the actual season. That just means more money for me and my baseball card. So I'm like, come on, Ohtani. I need you to keep hitting home runs, keep striking out fools, make me that money, make me that cheddar. Bases loaded on 3 balls, the guy swung and got out. Well, who you talking about, Ohtani? Or some other guy? Look at this hair. Look at this beautiful, these luscious locks. Uh-oh. So we got Friday the 13th now. Yeah, like I said, I didn't really watch the game. My son wanted me to put it on, so I had it on for a few minutes, and then he stopped watching and he was watching or talking to his buddies or whatever. I'm like, I'm not watching this. Well, Tony versus Soto was amazing. I just have to take your word for it. Like I said, I saw a few moments of it, and then like I said, my son was like, okay, I'm on to doing something else. It's pretty sad. I don't know what it says either about my son or about 12, 13-year-olds in general, but you can't even keep them entertained doing a home run derby, and they rather watch their screens. They rather watch their YouTube videos or video games. And if you're not interested in watching guys just launching home runs, I mean, baseball has no hope. I mean, that is like the one thing that everybody can watch and really enjoy because it's just nonstop home runs being cranked out. And like, if my 12-year-old is like, that's cool. I saw 1 or 2 of them go over the fence. I got my money's worth. I'm ready to move on to something else. It's like, shoo, we got trouble, and baseball has trouble. You can't entertain a 12-year-old boy on a home run derby or an all-star game. You only can get his attention for like 20 minutes. That's going to be pretty bad for the future. And this is coming from a kid who likes baseball. So who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Who knows? All right, guys. Hey, it's almost an hour into it. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Just thought I'd get on here, like I said, shoot the breeze, talk some film. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me, and we'll do it again maybe tomorrow.